Okay, guys, I'm gonna do a small little intro for the clip for the long video about to watch, just so you guys are prepared for it. But since it's gonna be really shoddily put together, but I'm gonna do a video talking about um the future of my channel, all that stuff, and changes and all that stuff. And it was very shoddily put together. I was thinking on the fly. It's gonna be very all over the place, but I hope you guys still enjoy it. And don't forget to leave a like and comment down below and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and here it is. Alright guys, I'm going to do a video kind of talking about how my channel was performing throughout this year and what I want to do in the future. To start out with the performance, like it's pretty much been the same as it was last year. Nothing really changed. I didn't really get that many new subscribers. I got a couple, I guess, like maybe like 10 to 15 throughout the year. And yes, that's terrible, and I'm going to get to how I'm going to try to rectify that and grow my channel later on. Because this is going to kind of be a lengthy video, so I want you guys to be prepared to sit down for a while and listen to me talk. Because it's going to be a kind of long video because I want to explain some things about how I'm going to do things or try to do things better. Because some things are more difficult for me, and I'll get to that in a second. But suffice it to say, this year hasn't been any different than like previous 2 years actually, because um, there's not much I can change with the way my channel um, works, I guess. Um, but other than like channel wise and stuff, like the year for me has been fairly good, minus like all the pandemic crap. But other than that, like it's been a pretty fun year for me. All things considered, because I've gotten a lot of cool things from my channel and um, just other things. I've enjoyed playing some of the new Switch games I've played, the new PS4 stuff I've played, stuff like that. So it's been a pretty good year for me personally. Like it always is. Nothing ever goes drastically wrong with my years most of the time. Um, but from a channel standpoint, it's kind of stagnant. It's been stagnant for like the past 2 years, or even I want to say 3 years. And I really want to try to change that and take it back to the way it was in 2017 when I was getting like crazy amounts of views after the GoFundMe was taken off and all that crap. And I get why that happened because I needed help with something and people were rallying around me trying to like help me and my family out, which was greatly appreciated and still is to this day that you guys helped us out. But now I kind of want to get away from that aspect of like why my channel is where it is. Um, and that's the annoying part that's the annoying hurdle I'm gonna have to try to overcome is I have to like move on from that thing and not bring it up as much, which I don't talk about my all the GoFundMe stuff all the time, but like I did like at the beginning of the year because it's honestly why I'm even remotely as big as as I am now. Because before then I was only at like 1,000 subs. So if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be at like 12,700 and whatever. I'm at like it's weird because the monetization page says, it says I'm at 12,700, but my actual subscriber page says I'm at 12,700 and like 12 or 10. I can't remember. So I'm not sure what the exact number is. We'll just say 12,700 just to be safe. Before like right when the GoFundMe was taken off, the peak of my subscriber count was like 24-ish thousand something, and that was insane for me. I was like, okay, what am I gonna do here? Like I was freaking out about it, and I was trying to think of new things to do, and that's one of the reasons. Back then, I was like streaming constantly, just about any and everything. Like if I had an idea in my head, or wanted to talk about the '80s or '90s cartoons or TV or music, I would stream and talk to you guys about it. And most of you guys liked it. A lot of you guys liked that I did that, and I probably should have kept doing it. But the reason I stopped doing it is because a lot of people were like complaining that I was streaming too much, and it was like bombarding their notifications and stuff. And I don't know why I listened to those people. I guess I was trying to listen to like the new group of people that were like for like coming into my channel because of the GoFundMe video that took off. I don't remember what video like. I need to look at my analytics again to see what GoFundMe video is like the one that brings in more people. I think it's the one called update on the GoFundMe, the one I did in the bathroom, like with my wife. I think it was that one I did. I don't think it was a live stream, which is weird. I think it was. I think it's the first one I did that um has been garnering people finding my channel even still today. Like it's still in my top like 10 viewed videos if I go to my analytics. But I shouldn't have listened to those people. I should have just kept streaming about whatever I wanted to, and just done whatever I wanted because it would have made better sense. Especially now, because that's what YouTube seems like it's moving more towards, is like wanting people to stream more than consistently upload, or a mixture of both, like stream and upload. I mean, with some channels, like they'll be strictly uploading and then like stream on Twitch or something. But I don't want to go to Twitch because already have like a following on here. So for me to move to Twitch would be stupid because like that's solely streaming, and I don't think I could do that every day. I could probably do like a stream a week or something, but like I don't know if I could still do it like every day and keep it like fresh and interesting. Because like for me to do that, I would have to like stream like Mortal Kombat 11 or Fighters or Tekken 7, which I probably wouldn't do Tekken 7 because you guys don't want to see me play Tekken because I suck at Tekken. But I'm just throwing games out that are kind of popular up in the streaming realm of things. That I can stream. There's other stuff I want to stream that I can't stream, and I'll get to like how I think I can rectify that, and hopefully, I say hopefully because I'm not positive I can make it work, but I'm going to try my hardest to get it to work within the next year and a half, because I want to be able to stream more stuff rather than record super long videos, because it takes longer to process videos like that. Streaming would be quicker because after you stop a live stream, if you guys don't know, it just processes in the background. The only thing I do is write tags and maybe fix the thumbnail or something and write a description. After that, like YouTube does everything. It does all the processing, all the pushing out, like when it goes live, and stuff like that. It does all that itself. So like I don't have to do anything, but that's why I would prefer to like stream like Hyrule Warriors, or like if I play through trying to think of another game, like if I decide to go back and try to play Breath of the Wild again after beating Calamity, because I'm gonna give it another try after I beat this, because it's making me want to try Breath of the Wild again, because I wasn't a big fan of BOTW, but I'm gonna try it again to give it a chance, because it's making me want to like get involved in that story, because it's Hyrule Warriors Calamity is really good story driven, like Dynasty Warriors clone game. So it's a nice game, and it's making me want to actually play Breath of the Wild or try it again. And if I don't like it, I've tried the game like 3 different times. I just can't get into that game for some reason. I don't know what it is. I think it's because of all the like nuance and side quests and just the amount of stuff you can do, and it's not as linear as other Zelda games I'm used to. I think that's so off-putting to me that it's just weird. I think if I just go into it and just play it like I want to play it and try to do stuff in like the order I think it should go, I think I would enjoy it more, and not just like, because the thing about Breath of the Wild is you have to go to like the shrines and stuff. I think if I just try to go to different shrines and see if I can do them and do it my own way, I'll get more into it. But like, there's just so much stuff to do in the game. It's just overwhelming. That's why I always stop and never get back to it. Same with like Mario Odyssey. There's like 900 moons or something in that game. That's why I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna get to that game either because there's so much crap to do. It's a fun game. Like I loved the demo when I played the demo in store. I loved that game. Like it was really cool. It was a lot better than Super Mario 64, and it reminded me of like Mario Sunshine in the way the movement was. And I didn't say Galaxy because I never played that. I still haven't played it, even though I have it on the Switch now. I haven't even went back to Mario All Stars in forever, as you guys know, because I haven't recorded it in probably like 4 or 5 months. But anyway, that's the kind of stuff I would like to stream. But if I can't get it to work, then you guys will just have to deal with like what I decide and what I'm able to stream. Because I'm gonna try, like I said, I'm gonna try some things to help with that, but I don't want to like go invest in all this like super expensive equipment. Because trust me, guys, I know what I need to do it properly. But the thing is, guys, like I don't have the money to like be dumping on like a good decent laptop to be able to do the stuff I would need to to do like for streaming, for like PC gaming and PC streaming and stuff. I can use this PC just fine. Um, which, to be honest, like, I shouldn't have this PC anyway because it was donated to me back then during the GoFundMe era of my channel. Because I feel like that's a whole separate era of my channel. Like, there's the GoFundMe era and then like the post GoFundMe era, which is like now and beyond is what I'm trying to get at here. And it's just weird to me how much help I got from people because the guy reached out to me. He's like, you need a better PC so you can do more stuff like streaming and editing videos and stuff. I'm like, not really. I mean, it would definitely help, but I don't really think I need it. And I really didn't think I needed it. I still don't think I need a PC like I have. I'm extremely lucky I have this PC. I shouldn't have this PC, to be honest with you guys. Like, I would never put this kind of money into a PC, to be completely honest. Because I don't even know how much he spent on the PC. He never told me. Like, I asked, like, dozens of times, and he never told me. So I have no idea how much money was put into this. Maybe someone in the comments could tell me if because I'm gonna put my specs in the description so you guys can see like what my specs are, and like you get all you PC people out there that actually know PCs, like you can tell me how viable and how good this current PC still is, and how much longer I can float by with it until I would have to think about upgrading some components with it, like the RAM and the graphics card and possibly the motherboard. Because I kind of do hate this motherboard. The way the USB ports are, they're in a really bad spot. I mean, I like the old one I had because the USB ports were in the top, and they weren't on like the left side, which is hard for me to reach. Being on the top is better for me because I can easily just reach down and plug stuff in. But now I gotta make sure like the USBs turn the right way, and then it's just cumbersome for me to do it that way. And plus, I didn't have to worry about wires getting caught on my wheelchair all the time, ripping out the wires out of the or wires out of the USB port, which actually one of the USB ports is kind of messed up because of that fact. Because I was caught on it one day and went to move and didn't realize I was caught, and it, when it pulled the controller cord out, because I was using my fighting commander at the time because I was playing fighters or Mortal Kombat or something, and it pulled it out and it kind of bent it a little bit. So I bent it back. It's not perfect, but it works good enough. So like that's another thing that's difficult is like dealing with wires and all that stuff. That's why I don't get a lot of crazy equipment, guys, because I would most likely break it inadvertently. Like it wouldn't be on purpose. If I would like get caught on it and not realize I'm caught on it, because half the time I don't realize I'm caught on stuff, and I just instinctively back up, and then I realize too late, and it's already like yanked out, and then I have to like untangle it or have my wife help me untangle it, and then plug it back in and hope to God it still works. Because I've broken like at least 2 controllers that way. So that's another thing that is difficult for me is like setting things up like that, and like having setups like that. Like that's really not possible. And I know someone's gonna mention it, so I'm just gonna mention it now. The way the background is, how cluttered the room looks. Like I know people hate the way this room looks. I get it. This room is not the most presentable room on the planet. Trust me, I know. And I know like people are gonna comment like, "Oh, your wall's dirty. Oh yeah, there's figures everywhere that you have on your boxes. There's stuff everywhere in the background. We can see everything. You need to you need to make it less cluttered, or put a green screen or sheet up, or something to blot the background out." That's why I have that chroma cam thing. I mean, it's not a perfect green screen, but it does the job. It's not perfect, and it was like $20, and I took the shot on it, and it does okay. It's not as good as a green screen, but it's decent, and I think that's probably what I'm gonna go with when I start like streaming more often, because I don't want to invest in a green screen. The reason I would if I could. The reason I don't want to, there's a multitude of reasons. One, there's no good place to put one. And before someone says, "Well, what about right behind you? You look like you have enough room back here." You're right. I kind of do have enough room, but the problem is where this PC is. You guys normally don't see it, like where my PC is located, but where my PC is, um, the the door to our room is right there. Like what you're seeing is basically the door frame of the room right there. So basically, if I had the green screen up and like someone had to walk by, even if it was my wife, I'm not just saying my brother, just because I'm not going to use him as an example. Even if it was my wife, it would be very difficult for her to like squeeze by, and I'd have to make sure I'm like scooted up, and I'm going to do it here on video. Like I'd have to make sure I'm screwed up way farther. And you guys can see like as I'm screwing up, it's like moving things. And I don't want to do that because like I can't get that close to the computer desk because there's the big subwoofer down here with this speaker system. I've had this speaker system for probably since I had my Vista computer, but I have the big woofer down here. That's why I can't scoot up all the way because that's in the way down there. There's no other place to put it, so I can't like scoot in all the way. I can get kind of close, but I can't scoot in all the way. So there's no easy way for like her to really squeeze by me if there was a green screen in a way. So like it wouldn't work. And to just mention my brother offhandedly, because you guys know he's blind, he would not purposely. I'm not saying he would do it purposely, but I'm saying like he would forget it's there or not remember where exactly it is. He would most likely bump into it, and then it would fall. It would probably fall over, or it would move it around, and it would get all like I don't know how green screens work. I don't know if it would mess up how it displays it or whatever. I don't know how they work, but it would probably mess things up. So those are the two main reasons. The two main points to reason one that I wouldn't want to get one. Reason two is how would I physically set one up? Like there's no way I could physically do it myself. Because most of you guys, like 95% of you guys, probably know I am disabled. I have cerebral palsy, and cerebral palsy is very difficult. Um, it can be very difficult for me to do some things that other people can do. Like, um, well, you guys don't need me to say like walking, but like standing up, I can stand up with assistance and stuff. But like, I can't like easily set stuff up like that because like I don't even know how green screens like come. To be honest with you, I don't even know if they're like you like they're set up on pegs. Someone can let me know if there's like some kind of thing I could maybe attach to the ceiling or something, like a pull down rope thing. But I still think that would get in the way though, and it wouldn't be worth it because it would be dangling down constantly, and it would be annoying, and like it would get in the way. So like that wouldn't even work. But that's what I'm saying. Like the room setup is not very good the way I have the way the room is right now. Not the way I have, the way the room has been set up. Like I can't change the way um my parents decided to do the room. Now if we would have had like hindsight, I would have been like, oh well, I might be doing YouTube, and try to do it full time as like a job. Maybe I should have it set up to where stuff wouldn't be in the way if I had to get like equipment and stuff. If like even if I thought about that, like I don't see how we could have made it work because I would have to have everything in a certain way that I can have at my reach and at my leisure. That's why the room's so cluttered all the time. That's why you see like multiple controllers out and like multiple boxes and multiple. Hold on, I'm gonna get a drink real quick. Give me a second. Okay. Anyway, my throat's getting dry because I'm talking for a while. Um, but that's why you see like multiple boxes and stuff because I can easily get to that stuff. But like when you look in the, if you could see the closet, like there's a lot of my systems that I would love to play are like my AVS, my basically an NES. If you guys don't know what the AVS is, it's basically uh, a high-end clone NES system that's really cool, and I wish I could play it more. And I appreciate my dad picking that up for me because it does help out a lot when I do use it because it's convenient because it's easy to plug in when I can get to it. But it's put away right now because I don't have space to have like 3 or 4 systems out at once. Because I don't have an entertainment center like my brother does, and like, even if I did, like the amount of systems I would need to have plugged in, like to make things work for like streaming and like filming stuff easily for me, like I don't think we would have enough room for like anything like that. Because I would need something huge and something that streamers that do like full time streaming and uploading to YouTube and stuff. I've seen their setups. Their setups are like crazy, and I'm like, whoa! I wish I could have a setup like this because then I could do everything I wanted. But then I think back. I'm like, well, I can't because I couldn't have something like this because I couldn't reach this thing and do this thing myself. Because what you guys don't seem to understand, and I've said this kind of kind of like offhandedly. I've never really like came out and like said it before. Um, but what you guys don't know is when I do videos that where I use real hardware like the PS2, the NES, the Super Famicom, whatever. Usually I'm not the one that plugs that stuff in. Usually, unless it's like somewhere where I can get it. Like right now, I could probably plug in my Mega SG. The only reason I don't play that more often is because where my handheld games are, the package ones I have, is blocking the bookcase for me to get to, and there's nowhere good to put the container right now. Now, will there be someday? I I doubt it because I don't know where else to put it. There's nowhere in the room to put it. And like, unless we win the lottery or something crazy, and we can like build like this huge house to where like I could just have like this huge ass room with everything displayed how I want it to be. Because trust me, guys, this is not the ideal setup for like what I'm trying to do here. But I have to deal with I have to play with the cards I'm dealt basically. And to get back to what I was saying before, but like that system I could plug in myself, but I don't because I can't get to the games because of what I just said before. But systems I can't, like the AVS, the PS2, the Saturn, stuff like that. My wife plugs a lot of that stuff in because it's easier for her to do it for me because it's easier for her to get all the wires out and just plug it all into the power strip I have over there. Yeah, I can do it. She got it all out, but it takes me a little bit longer to set up because I have to reach for everything. I have to make sure I have a good grip on everything, make sure I don't drop nothing because I hate to like drop my Saturn and break my Saturn or drop my PS2 and because Saturns are pretty fragile. So if you drop them, they'll probably break. I've heard if you drop them, so that's why. And the Saturn's kind of heavy. If you're trying to pick it up one-handed, especially with like, a disability in my wrist, isn't very stable when I pick up semi-heavy stuff. So that's why I have her help me plug in stuff like that. But that's what you guys don't know is that my wife helps out with a lot of that kind of stuff. And that's why you don't see like more non-emulated um, footage on my channel. It's because it's hard for me to like easily get that stuff out. Like even if I had the AVS out, sure I could play the NES games, but the problem is most my NES games are in that you guys can see the Super Famicom box. That's actually where I set my Switch on top of and the cloner box that I used to record off of. And underneath that is the container I have my loose NES games in. Now over here, that you guys can't see off camera, I have another container with my boxed NES collection and Famicom collection, kind of small Famicom box collection, but it's in there. But that's the problem is I have to move all that stuff just to like get stuff out, and it's not easy or it's not. I'm trying to think of the right word. It's not that it's not easy. It's easy for me to do, but I don't want to do it because it's like annoying. Yeah, that's the word. Annoying. It's annoying to do it because I have to move things, and then when I'm done, I have to move it all back, and then it's just super annoying. I don't have the space to like have things set up the way other people do. Not to say I'm not trying to knock where like how my living situation. I'm saying like I'm not as fortunate as other collectors are when it comes to like the space, the things they can do for themselves and things like that. Like they can easily get to their collections if they're in another room. They can just walk upstairs or whatever and go get their NES game or Super Nintendo game, whatever they're getting. I don't have that luxury. Like, and plus I'd like to like be able to like display my collection so everyone could see it. That like all my friends that come over there, like gamers, could see my entire collection and not just like bits and pieces of it out there. Like out there, the bookcase out there has my strategy guides, my Super Nintendo / Super Famicom collection, my N64 collection, and my DVD collection. Um, did I say Super Famicom? I don't think I did. And that too if I didn't. But that's all out there in that bookcase, which I actually need to get a new bookcase because that one got water damaged back when I think our washer or something was leaking and damaged like the whole bottom section of that bookcase, and it actually damaged some of the NES games, boxes I had out there. I've replaced a lot of those boxes. Some of them weren't too bad, so I didn't bother replacing them. But that's why I moved them all to a container because I'm like, well, since the basement out there is kind of leaky and not like super good. It's not as leaky, but um, the bathroom, the water still leaks because the shower the shower in there got messed up. It's a long story, but I'm not gonna go into that on this video. But basically, there's still like water down there. It doesn't get anywhere near that anymore, but like the damage is done to the bookcase to where I'll have to get a new one at some point. Um, I'm surprised that it hasn't like collapsed yet with how much crap is on there because there's a lot of stuff like on that bookcase. So that's why I don't play like my Super Famicom or my Super Nintendo games or my Genesis games or my 64 games a lot. It's because I can't get to them because of where they are. Because I had my parents move because the bookcase used to be uh, turned like facing toward when you walk out there. Because I'm gonna explain it the best I can remember. Because when you walk out there now, my container's out there, and then the washer dryer's out there, and how it was before when you would walk out there. You'd walk out there, you'd see the bookcase turned to where I could reach everything, besides like the top shelf where the strategy guys were, which I never cared about. But I could reach like the bottom shelf, the middle shelf, and the bottom shelf, the third shelf, the middle shelf, and those were the shelves I needed to worry about. But my parents would always say like, "It yourself in the way like joking with me like they wanted to move it," and I'm like, "Well, if you guys really want to move it, go ahead and move it." So when I think it was when we went somewhere. It was one of the conventions we went to. We went somewhere and I came back. When we came back, my dad told, but like before we came back, my dad had called me and told me that he moved it, and I was like, well, as long as you didn't like screw anything up, I don't care. He said no. He took everything off and moved it and put everything back. Hopefully the way it was. Thank God. Like most of it was like back in the correct way. I had to fix a few things. It wasn't terrible. My dad's usually good about doing that kind of stuff because he's the same way as I am. Like he's really meticulous about putting stuff back in like order, or he used to be. I don't know if he still is anymore, but he used to be that way. But he knows how I am. But anyway, um, but that's why it's moved the way it is. And then when I started getting more, because my to explain why the container of um, packaged LCD games are out there. When I first started getting packaged stuff, I had those in here, in that container back there you see with Mr. Potato and I mean Mr. and Mrs. Potato had the LCD game, which I haven't done a video on yet because that game sucks. I'm not gonna bother because it's a terrible game. I wish I would have never bought that. My wife bought that. I didn't. So she wasted her money on that, not me. Thank God, because I would have felt bad with that. But um, anyway, I used to have the package stuff in that one before it got too full where I couldn't fit anymore. And then we went to like, I think it was like Walmart or something, and we got that big ass container out there to where they all are now, and it's already getting full again. So that's why I'm kind of doing this video telling you guys basically in a long-winded way that I'm going to start to move away from like handle game stuff. I'm still going to be like handle game fan because I did a video last night talking similar to this, but it got screwed up. I mentioned that I wanted to like think about changing my name, but instead of doing that, I'm just going to keep it the way it is and just tell you guys like, look, don't think just because you see my name doesn't mean I'm not going to cover anything else on here. A name's just a name for a channel. Like, I could call my channel whatever the hell I want. I could call it Mr. Kevin Super Time, and you guys wouldn't know what the hell I would be doing on this channel if I called it that. Not that I would ever call it that, but I'm just saying, like, if I changed it to that tomorrow, you guys would be like, what the hell is he doing? But I want you guys to know, like, I don't want to change my name because I like the name Handle Game Fan. I always have. Because I'm always going to be a handheld game fan. That's never going to change. But I'm also a video game fan as well, like video games in general. And I wasn't gonna just call my channel video game fan. That's generic. Like at least Handle Game Fan with that logo kind of like establishes my hobby of collecting handle games, which I think a lot of people know me for, and that's what I'm kind of known for. Is that aspect of my hobby? But that's not all I really like, and all I really want to talk about on here anymore. It's getting stale for me. I want to move on to other things. One, because it's getting expensive and hard to find good stuff for my channel, and two, there's not much stuff I want to get anymore, to be honest. And three, I've already explained that the the room aspect. Like I don't have room to be getting a ton of stuff. I mean, although I just did get Wizards and Warriors, but that package is pretty small. We can just toss it in there. It'll be not toss it in there, but put it in there and it'll be fine. Now my ideal setup would be to like hang these all up at some point, at some time, but I'm never gonna be able to do that probably. To properly display them, that's the way I would want to do it, but I can't. But I would love to. But that's why I kind of want to. Even if I was, let me back up for a little bit. Even if I was able to do that, I would probably still want to do other stuff. And I get people don't really understand why I do other stuff if I'm Handle Game Fan, because I had people back when the channel was starting to like pick up steam be like, "Oh, I thought you just played Handle games. What are you doing playing Wolfenstein 2 New Colossus? I didn't know you played newer stuff." Like they were surprised. I was like, "Yeah, I don't just play Handle games all day, like every day. Do you know how boring of a gamer life it would be? Like I couldn't sustain myself on playing crappy Tiger LCD games. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, guys. Like a lot of these Tiger games I have suck. I'm not gonna like white knight for them and say they don't suck. A lot of them do, but some of them don't. I still stand by the fact that I collect them because I have a great nostalgia for them. I grew up playing them before I had a Game Boy. That's what I played. I played Gargoyles and Sonic 2. Those were the first two I ever played before I had a Game Boy. So that's why I loved them so much. And that's why I wanted to start the channel. But when I started the channel, I didn't think I'd be able to branch out to do other stuff like Switch and PS4, PC, especially PC, um, any other stuff like that, because I didn't think I'd ever get that kind of like tech to use. And I didn't know there was something that existed to where I could use a USB drive to capture footage to, which thank God Cloner Box Pro exists, because if it didn't, I know there's other ones out there like Aver Media something, I forget what it's called. I don't know how good that is. I thought about getting that, but that's like $200. That was only like 120, so that's why I went with that. And it does decent, so like I'm not gonna complain. But that one has like better mic support, I heard. The Aver Media thing, so I might upgrade to that at some point. But I don't know when. But my ideal setup would be like an Elgato or something. But that's if I could get a decent laptop or something, like I mentioned earlier. But for what I need, for what I'm doing now, it works. It works just fine. Now I'm not gonna recommend it to like a new YouTuber that's just starting out. Like if you're just starting out, try to go to get like an Elgato, HD or something, the one before the S, because the S is like $260 or something. Like get something decent if you're trying to make YouTube be your thing. Like if you want to try to like make YouTube be your new job or whatever. Like if that's what you're trying to do, then don't go with the corner box because it's not good for like streaming and stuff like that. I could use it to stream because you can plug this into a PC, but if and then now I know people are gonna say like, then why don't you plug it into your PC? Even if I did, what would I do? What would I do with it? how would I plug my switch in? Where would I plug my switch in? Where would I put my switch at? There's nowhere to put it. Um, I may splice in a little clip somewhere to show you guys like my computer desk because I don't feel like taking my webcam down and showing you guys. So I may splice in a clip like here. So I'm gonna just put that out there if I remember to do it. Um, but because I want you guys to like see what I have to work with. But there's literally nowhere. If I didn't have this big ass printer right here, that I love this printer. It's also a scanner. If that wasn't there, then yeah, I can make it work. But I don't want to move my printer. I need to have a printer. I need to be able to print stuff like when I sell stuff on eBay and stuff like that. And I can't put it on top of our fridge because our fridge is already full of like my CD rack with all my Saturn, Dreamcast, PS1 games, and PC stuff. Um, our blank CDs, our blank DVRs, and blank CD cases, and a few other things. And my random Friday 13th deluxe box set because I haven't put it out there yet. I'm gonna put it out there when I get my replacement discs, but I haven't put it out there yet. But that's sitting right on top. But that's how it's set up. Like I'm sure you guys can try to envision it for now until or unless I decide to splice in that clip. I don't know where I'll put it, but I'll put it somewhere to where it makes sense. Or I might just put it at the end or something to make it flow kind of better, I guess. Um, sorry guys, I gotta try to scratch my head. Ah! Okay, there we go. Okay, anyway, but, so yeah, technically I could plug in my cloner box to my PC, but, um, but you have to have like, um, I think it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like USB powered or something, or you still have to have the, the wall adapter plugged into it. I can't remember. I read the manual a while ago, and I since lost it, to be honest, and I could look it up again, but like I said, guys, like, even if I could do that, I couldn't properly set it up. And honestly, it would work pretty good, um, if you guys don't mind 1080p 30 frames a second streams, because that's probably what it would render at, because that's the highest it can do, which sucks because like a lot of people are like, oh my god, 30 frames a second, that's terrible. Why isn't it 60 frames, 1440p or whatever the hell people complain about? Like, and if I would get people like that, I'd be like, look, if I could do it, this is what I would do. I'd be like, look, if you don't like it, then just go watch someone else because this is the best I can do. Like, I know there's better things I can, like better tech I can get, but like this makes it. And I just dropped a rechargeable battery somewhere. That's fun. I'll have to find that. But because those died, and I was gonna go plug them in, but whatever. Anyway, but this makes it so much easier if Goku's face would get out of the way here. But only kind of grab it here by. But this USB drive makes it so much easier for someone like me to just roll over there, plug it in, and put it around my neck. I'm not gonna do it now, but put it around my neck because my headphones would like stop it. You know what? We'll just do it. Whatever. We'll just do it like this. Put it around my neck. Go over there, and it would be fine. And I'd go over there, take it off, and this probably isn't gonna work out that well. I'm choking myself. Oh god, it's gonna get stuck on the headphone. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have to wait till I take it off now. Good job. Good job. Now I'm gonna have to wait till after I stop this video now to take it off. That was a smart move. No, it wasn't, but you guys get the point. Like, this makes it convenient for me to film stuff. And the reason I do like longer videos is because I don't want to have to like stop and start. Like if I was recording, or I'll just use the current game I'm recording as an example, like Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Like, when I'm playing that game, I don't want to consciously think about how long I've been recording. I just want to record till I want to stop, and then stop the recording, and then go over there, edit, do whatever, and then just upload it. And usually it's like an hour and a half, 2 hour long video, excuse me. And I know that annoys people. And like I said, I would rather stream stuff like that, but I can't. And this is the easiest way for me to do it right now, is to do it this way. Yes, it's not the most ideal way for YouTube, like, creation, I guess is the way I'm looking to word it. But I mean, it's the best I can offer you guys right now on my channel, because there's not much I can do to change it. Trust me, guys, there's things I wish I could do to change things. Like if tomorrow, if somehow miraculously, like tomorrow, like I just randomly lost everything that had to do with my CP and I could just get up and walk around, would I make drastic changes to my YouTube? Not overnight, but I would definitely make the changes that I knew I could finally do. But that's never going to happen. And you and I have to learn to accept the best I can do. Me, you being everybody, like all of the viewers that view this video and view my channel, have to just accept the fact that my channel is not going to look as ritzy and flashy as so many other channels are on YouTube. And that's nothing to do with me. Like, I'm not being lazy when I'm doing it. I'm doing the best I can. Because the editing and stuff falls back on me. I don't have, like, an editor or something. It was funny. I was talking to my brother about that. Like, I wish I had an editor. And he was just like, why? And I'm like, why? Then I would have just focus on making videos. Like, well, you don't. Because why do you need one? It's not like you really need one. Which I don't. I enjoy editing the videos. Like, that's part of the fun of being a YouTuber. But if I was like a huge YouTuber, like if I had like 100,000 subs or like 200,000 subs or something, and I needed to produce content like 1 to 2 videos a day, and I didn't have time to edit stuff, then I would need an editor. But the way things are right now, I don't need an editor. But it would be nice to like have someone to like edit stuff, cause I'm not that good at editing stuff. The only editing I really do anymore for a lot of my videos, which I mean I could edit out all my failed attempts on Age of Climbing and stuff, like the one I just posted with the Divine Beast training. Like that video was like super grating to probably watch. Because I failed like a jillion times, but I got through it. But like it was rough. I probably should edit out a lot of those attempts, but I got done with it like late at night, and I had to get my wife up. So I didn't have time. I should have just waited till the next day to edit it and post it later, but I didn't feel like it. So that was me being lazy and just not wanting to just sit there for like an hour and a half going through like the worst attempts and cutting them out. Cause I like keeping them raw too, like, cause I say funny crap during some of the stuff. Like, I hope you guys actually check the video out, cause if you guys look at the thumbnail, I made a funny reference to the Power Rangers, because the I forget what Divine Beast it is. Not to go off on a tangent about my video, but it's kind of funny. I want to point this out because this is the kind of stuff I like to do. Is be funny, and I'm gonna do more of that stuff on videos. Is try to be more funny and like lighthearted and funny, because I think it would work for my channel. Because a lot of people already think I am funny anyway. But I made the joke like that Divine Beast looks like the Mastodon Zord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that the Blue Ranger uses. So I kept saying Mastodon every time I would do something like super epic with it. I don't know if anybody caught it, if they watched it all, but like I encourage you guys to watch it all, because I don't remember when I said it, but it was funny, because I laughed. I was like, that's funny. That's why I put the Blue Ranger there, and just put Mastodon because it looks like a Mastodon. That's why I did that. But that's the kind of stuff I want to try to do. I want to try to make my videos more fun and not so like, oh, okay guys, I'm gonna do another video. No, I'm gonna try to make it more energetic and bring more fun into it and not sound so uh, bored like I do all the time. Like I know I sound kind of like when I record because a lot of times when I record those, it's like super late at night. And I don't want to record that late. I need to just record early in the day when I'm like not getting tired and actually want to record. Cause like I'll want to record and then like I'll do other stuff or watch people on YouTube that I'm subscribed to, and I'll be like, shit, I should have recorded earlier. Like that's what I need to do, just record and then upload. Um, I didn't do that today with Wizards and Warriors. You guys will see that later today, just like this video. So you guys will get 2 videos today. Today being Saturday. But Um, yeah, so basically, like the kind of stuff I want to do on here, just so you guys know what to expect in the years to come on my YouTube channel. The kind of stuff I'm going to talk about is video games, any kind of video game news I have opinions on, and nothing like tech related, like nothing like specs or nothing, just like how I think, um, like what console I would pick up and why I don't pick up consoles and stuff like that. That's a video I'm gonna do later on. Um, probably later on this month, probably like a week or so. I'll probably do a video about why I don't get consoles on launch. There's many reasons, but there's one big reason. But I'll get into that on the video when I do it. But there's that kind of stuff. So video game stuff, video game news stuff, movies, TV shows, um, maybe some like food stuff every now and then, like kind of foods I like. Um, maybe just like a daily, like a weekly vlog about like a roundup of what videos I did during the week, so you guys can know what videos to check out or something like that. But I'm looking forward to like doing like movie stuff and other things like that. Maybe talking about some anime, maybe some more Dragon Ball related stuff on my channel. Because if you guys don't know, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. Like I love Dragon Ball. I've loved it since I was uh like 7, 8 years old, probably. Although I didn't know what the hell it was when we first started watching, I was like, "What the hell is this? This is the weirdest thing." But it grew on us, and we've watched it ever since. And stuff I would love to talk about Dragon Ball, like in general, just like theories, characters, why I like certain characters I would like to see in future games, uh, more content about fighters and Mortal Kombat. Um, Maybe just more video game stuff in general, like streams of me playing online or just playing just whatever I'm doing. If I'm playing something, I should be streaming it. Basically, is what my mindset's gonna be. So that's the kind of stuff you can look forward to. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about on the video before I end it is why I shut down my Patreon. And the short answer to that is because I wanted to, one, I wanted to give you guys a break, and two, like I've always not really liked having a Patreon anyway, because I don't like the fact that people are basically paying for like a good chunk of my current collection that I have, just out of like kindness of their heart, basically, because I'm not really offering people much in the way of um like merchandise or perks, reasons to support me on Patreon, other than the little credit scroll I do at the end of every video, which I just recently started doing like probably a year ago, because I learned how to do it with the program I'm using now. And like I guess that's okay, but I would want to do more, but I don't know what else I could offer you guys. So rather than stress about it, I'd rather just like freeze it for a while until I can think of like better things to offer you guys. And if anybody has like suggestions on like what kind of stuff I could offer besides like write-ups and stuff, like that stuff I could do, but that I don't think that's enough. I think I would need to do something else rather than like a blog or something like that. I think something better would be more sufficient as a reason to support me on Patreon. And not to say that I don't appreciate the people that have supported me over the years, even the people that have left my Patreon. I still appreciate all those people that have left. So I appreciate all 16 of you that are currently supporting me, and I'm actually going to pull up the current list so I can properly shout them out by name. And this is the updated list that I copy and paste every time I do shoutouts. So I want to shout out my current patrons, even though you're not being charged for January, but I still want to shout you guys out because you guys have been helping the channel for a long, long time. Alexander Rende, or I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Baron Savim, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Barry V, Daniel Childs, I'm pretty sure you're still on there. Dave, Georgian Kaluskovic, I probably butchered that. Harold Huckabee, Jeff Schmidt, Jeremy's My, Justin M. Daggins. I almost said Baggins. I almost did. Thank God I didn't. I am a Ghost Adventures fan. Logan Ward, Luti Galukas? Galukas? I have no idea how to pronounce that last name. I apologize. Michael Lee, Omar Chavez, Patrick Oliver, Walker, and Zeno Gaberti. I hope I pronounced half of those names right. But those are the people that are currently still supporting me, even though you guys won't be charged. You guys are still on there, but you guys won't be charged for the next, like, I don't know, probably 6 months. I'm probably going to leave it frozen for a while because I want to give you guys a break. Because I really do appreciate you guys' support, but I want to give you guys a little bit of a break during this pandemic because I know times are hard for people. So that's what I'm going to do to help you guys out. And I think I think that's half the reason why a lot of people have been leaving is because of the pandemic and job loss, and the economy's been kind of screwy with all the shutdowns and stuff like that, and layoffs. If people would wear their masks, we wouldn't have this issue. But I'm not gonna get. That's the only thing I'm gonna say is just people, please wear your masks. That's all I ask. My wife does it for like 12 hours a day. If she can do it and do it for work, you guys can do it as American citizens and just citizens of the world, the earth. Just do your part, wear a mask, wash your hands, do all that good stuff, and then we can get through this pandemic. Things can go back to normal, and we won't have to worry about this anymore. And then I can feel less bad about my Patreon being open, because that's honestly the main reason I'm shutting it down, because I think that's why a lot of people left. The other reason is Patreon started taxing people, I think it was like last year, and I think that like off-put a lot of, I warned a lot of my Patreon supporters that was happening. I don't know if you guys check your messages, but if you guys are on Patreon, check your messages. I message you guys if I get messages from like the Patreon team telling me like hey, let your patrons know that we're gonna start taxing because we have to. And I'm like, then how did you guys skate by so long without taxing patrons before? Like, how did you guys get by? Just like eBay, how did they get by with not having to charge tax? And now they do. I don't know. But I think that's what it is. I think it's like if you charge if you pledge $1, like they charge you tax, and like you're basically gonna pay like $1 and some change, or maybe up to like $2. And for a lot of people, $2 is like a lot of money. Like $2 can buy you like some kind of food or like some gas or something. Like so it's important. Like $2 is a lot, and that's why I say if you guys can support me on there. But if you can't, that's fine. That's why I always said in the end of the video, I don't expect you guys to, but the people that do, I really appreciate it because it has tremendously helped out the channel a lot. Because over the years, you guys have pledged. I don't want to sound like a PBS channel thing here, but because that's every time I use the word pledge, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like I'm like freaking PBS or something. But that's what Patreon calls them. They call them pledges, but they're technically donations. But whatever. But you guys have pledged, and I'm not even overblowing this number. It's been over $1,000. I don't know the exact amount. I haven't looked in a while, but it's been a lot, and that's helped out my collection a ton. That's a lot of money that you guys have allowed me to spend of your money, not my money. I don't care what people say. Once it's in the Patreon, it's your money. No, that's your guys' money, whether you think it is or not. Once you've donated to me, it's your money. That's why I'm very careful with what I spend it on, and I don't just spend it willy-nilly when I do it. I am always very careful and very selective about what I spend it on. I very rarely impulse buy stuff with Patreon money. Now, if I have my own money from like selling on eBay, then I'll impulse buy something stupid. But like mostly with Patreon, I'm like, this game looks cool. It might turn out good. Spoiler alert, like 9 times out of 10, it turns out okay, but there's that 1% MC Hammer that doesn't turn out very good, but it's still a nice collection piece, so it all evens out in the end. So I just wanted to say that at the end there, is I really appreciate you guys for supporting me over the years. Everybody that has. I do have a complete list of every past patron, but I don't want to sit here for like 30 minutes just reading out people's names. But everyone that's ever supported me on Patreon and through the GoFundMe, and supported my family and all that stuff with that, I really do want to thank you guys, and I really do appreciate all the support I've gotten over the years. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys don't mind that it was like an hour and 2 minutes long, but I really had a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about. There's some stuff I didn't talk about because like I could do this for an hour and a half if I wanted to. I'm going to be doing a live stream soon so I can talk to you guys in person about it. When I do, check my community page or my Facebook page because I'll announce it on there when I do one so I can talk to you guys more about stuff I'm going to be doing, stuff I'm going to try to fix, and try to get suggestions directly from people. And guys, when you make suggestions, please make sure you guys like keep your suggestions try to keep them within like the realm of possibility of things I could do. Like when it comes to me filming handle games, like if you guys have suggestions for me to do that by myself, please be aware that like it has to be something I can set up myself or something like that. If you guys have any suggestions, you can always comment down below or send me an email or tweet me on Twitter or Facebook. Just follow me on Facebook, message me on there. You'll get an automated message if I don't respond right away. I'll get back to you as soon as I see it on my phone, because whenever I get a message on my page, it always goes to my phone, unless I have battery saver mode on, which I don't unless I'm really not using my phone that much. But if my page would get more traffic, I would probably turn that off, so I would get notified more if I get messages. So if you guys have any suggestions on like equipment that might help me film handle games myself without the assistance of my wife so much, or anything else that you think would help the channel, like laptop suggestions that are fairly cheap and can do what I need them to do, or something like that, let me know. Alright guys, there's one thing I forgot to mention real quick, just so people don't mention it, just because I forgot to mention it. But there's one thing I forgot to mention, and that it has to do with like why um, my wife doesn't appear on camera that often, or why I don't do more stuff with my wife on my channel. And the simple fact is, like, she doesn't like to be on the camera. Like, I don't know why, she just doesn't. So that probably won't change either. Like, I can't like make her appear on camera. I can ask her to be on camera if you guys would want to see me and her interact together and like play games and stuff together. But she's not really a gamer either, so like she doesn't really like to play stuff that I do. So that's one thing I forgot to mention because I know people ask me sometimes like, "Why is your wife on your videos?" A lot of times, if you say she's a big part of the channel, that's why she doesn't like being on camera. But um, another thing I forgot to mention is that what the hell was I gonna say? Hold on. Oh, I remember now. I was gonna mention I forgot to talk about my channel and monetization as well, and like how I'm not worried about that. What I'm more worried about is just kind of growing my audience a bit, and if monetization comes into play, then that's great. Like then I can actually call this a job, a real job, instead of just like me calling it a job because that's the way I see it. I see this as a job regardless of if I'm making money doing it or not because my job as a content creator on YouTube is to provide you guys with content or a service, kind of. So that's why I see it as a job. So technically, anybody that's on YouTube creating content um, can consider a job, or as I like to call it, a jobby, a job and a hobby. That's the little fun term I came up with. But I'm not really concerned with monetization, like I used to be. Like I was like, oh, I want to get big so I can make money and do things. But like my wife is like comfortable with the way the working situation is in our relationship. Like I know, I know, like the stigma is that the man should work and the wife should be at home and all that stuff. But that's changed a lot in the past. Like I would say even like 20 years. Like sure it doesn't get talked about a lot, but there's a lot of stay-at-home um, husbands and dads and whatever. But I feel like that's a stigma, and I feel like people look at me and think I'm trying to be lazy and just mooch off my wife. No, that's how we want. That's how we want it. That's we've talked about that. Like I even asked her before we started like seriously dating and got engaged. I was like, "Do you want me to like look for a job and like go to college and do all this stuff and try to find a job?" And she's like, "Well, do you want to?" I'm like, "If if you think I need to, if you think I would need to." She's like, "No, I think I can find something that I'm good at and we can make it work." Um, it took her a while to find something she's actually good at and comfortable with. But she seems happy where she's at right now, and technically, she already does what she does every day for me anyway. Like I said it in the video, um, in the Dracula video, I said that um, she works at a nursing home, and she basically does the same kind of stuff she does for me on a daily basis at work. So it's basically like second nature. It's not a big deal. She just does it anyway. So she's getting paid to do what she does anyway, basically. But so that's why I'm not super concerned with um like monetization like I used to be. Would it be nice? Yeah, because like then we would have two sources of income to go off of. Um, besides like other revenue sources that we have, like well, disabilities and stuff like that. The kind of checks people in my situation receive from like government and stuff. And I know it's a controversial name for some people, like, oh, well, then you're basically mooching off the government. No, that's how it's set up. It's set up for people like me. Like that's why it's there. Because honestly, guys, if I even tried to get a real job, like I don't think I'd be that good at it. Because I can't use 100% of myself at a job or like whatever, or go like if I would go to a job, how would I get there? Like it would be difficult for me to get there with my wife working and my mom being super busy all the time, my dad working and stuff like that. And plus, even if I did get there, let's say my wheelchair dies, because the batteries die sometimes, not because I don't charge them. I like to let them die all the way before I charge them. But let's say they die while I'm at work when I have to like move around and do stuff. Then I have to ask Bob or Joe to like come help swap my batteries out or something. And that would be super annoying for them and for my place of work to have that be a hindrance at my job. Like I feel like they couldn't fire me because of the Disabilities Act or whatever, but like I feel like I'd be slowing down whatever place I'd be working at. Now, if I could find like a decent, like at home job that wasn't this, and I could find something that was like fun to do, um, and not like difficult, like people have told me in the past to go from like being a like to try to be a programmer. I'm like, yeah, but doesn't that involve like math and like a bunch of crazy stuff? Because I'm not good at math and like equations and all that stuff. Like I don't want to stuff like that. It sounds fun to me, but like I wouldn't know how to do it, and I wouldn't understand how to do it probably. And it would be a long learning curve for me to learn, and I don't want to put the time into it because even if I did and got like decent at it, I'm very slow at typing stuff out and stuff like that. So that's why I always kind of see this becoming a job, hopefully at some point. And my wife and I have discussed this, the possibility of maybe me taking off someday and the channel possibly providing for us. Which honestly, guys, that's probably never gonna happen because it takes a lot of freaking work to do what other YouTubers do. When they daily put up daily videos, it's not just that they have to set aside time and energy, and they write out scripts and all this other stuff. They do the work needed to like succeed. Now, could I do that work? Yeah, but do I think if I put that much work into my channel, would it pay off? Probably not, because there's a lot of stuff like that I can't do. Like, yeah, I could script my videos, but I'm not a good script writer. Yeah, I could try to plan out videos better, but like, I don't want it to seem forced or something. I like doing videos on the fly like this. Now I didn't intend for me to do like splice a video together, put splices video together, but that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. It takes a lot of work. People just think it's like the YouTubers that do it for a living are like lazy and they're just making money from being lazy. No, it takes work and effort and time. I am like in awe of those people that can do it for a living because I don't, even if I was successful at doing it, like let's say within 2 years my channel blows up, like I don't think I could deal with the stress and the success of it because even when I had minor success, I was panicking about it and having panic attacks and stuff. I'm not even making that up. Like that's a real thing that happened, and it wasn't fun when I was going through that. Now, would I get used to it and deal with it and be able to deal with it? Probably, but to be honest with you guys, since I've been doing it so long already, I've been on YouTube for about 12 years. It'll be 12 years next July. And in those 12 years, I've only gotten to like, the maximum I've gotten to is like 20-ish thousand subs. I don't remember the highest peak of my channel. But that's the highest I ever got to. Before that, it was like 1,000 some odd subs. In like 8 years or whatever it was. When, about 8 years almost. I think it might have been like 7-ish. When the GoFundMe happened. But it took me that long to do a video inadvertently that caused my channel to blow up. And like I said in the earlier portion of this video, I never intended for my channel to like explode. And to be honest with you guys, if it wasn't for the GoFundMe, there's a lot of stuff I probably wouldn't have invested in either, like the corner box, the microphone, that this microphone right here, microphone headset. Um, there's a ton of stuff. Like I wouldn't have got any of that stuff because I didn't think people would watch that stuff because I was known as Handle Game Fan. So I wanted to stick to that one thing. Because back when YouTube first started, the whole thing with YouTube was like make a niche topic and make your own and upload stuff no one else is doing. Which that's kind of why I did what I did as Handle Games. And for a while before the algorithm changed, it was working. Like I was getting views and stuff. Mainly probably because of the video game music and stuff I had up. But a lot of that stuff that I did too, like Sonic 2 and Symphony of the Night, they got a lot of views. My original videos of them got a lot of views. Because the YouTube algorithm wasn't so strict about like views, watch time hours, likes, subscribers, stuff like that. That stuff matters so much more now than it did 11 years ago when I started. Which that's why I'm saying to you guys at this like amendment part of this video is that I don't see myself succeeding that well on YouTube to make it be a job. Because when monetization was first announced, that got my hopes up. That made me want to chase that dream. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to make this be my job. But I knew when I was seeing like Cinemassacre take off and like other people take off, I knew there was no way I could do the stuff they were doing to compete with that. There's no way I could. And it's hard to deal with that fact, but there's a lot of channels that aren't super flashy like Cinemassacre, but like there's other channels that do better work than I do because they put the time and effort into it, more effort, and they have more equipment, better equipment than I do, and better setups than I do to make their channel grow and to find their niche and that helps them grow and expand. And for me, I think my niche was too much of a small niche. I should have went with the niche that I'm going with starting next year. And that's just me being disabled and me being a gamer. Not a Handle Game Fan. I want you guys to just see me as a person that has challenges but loves to play video games and plays them fairly well. And I want to showcase that and show you guys that I, anything you guys can do, sometimes I can do better, sometimes worse. But that's the new angle I want to go with my channel, because I think that's where I should have started with in the first place. If I could have, that would have been a better angle to start with than to end with, or to like start a new chapter with, if that makes sense. Because I feel like being on YouTube for 12 years almost, it's going to be hard for me to climb up that ladder and get big. Because people say, oh, it takes time to grow on YouTube. Yeah, but sir or madam that says that, you probably don't take into account that a lot of people have been like pushing for like 10, 12 years to climb up that YouTube ladder, and it doesn't always work for people. There's a lot of people not that are not like me, or not in the same situation that I am, that try to make it work and just don't. But I think that would have been a nice way for me to um, see my channel. And I'm gonna have to edit like the part where I ended the video before, because I thought of all this after I had stopped the last video, because there was a lot of, like I said, there was a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about, but this was important to talk about because that should have been my original angle with my channel, and not like handle games. But the reason I did that was because that was what I felt I could do decent at the time, back in 2009. Which, to be honest, like, that was probably true, but now there's so much more I can do because of what I have. So that's how I'm gonna end this video, and just say, I don't want you guys to like typecast this channel as just a handle game channel. I want you guys to give me a chance to show you guys the other kind of stuff I'm into, and give me a chance to prove to you guys that I can make decent quality content, and not take into account like the background and how I sound or how I look or how I'm dressed or whatever, and just take everything that I say and do on a video with face value. And I hope everything works out with my channel, and I hope this new venture I'm gonna go on starts to pay off, not monetarily, but like just I start to see a smidge of growth in my channel, because the fact is I'm not, and that's what's making me like want to rethink things. So there you go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I'm gonna probably cut the end part of the last part where I said thanks for watching, all that stuff. I'm gonna cut that out and put that here, so just so it's not like super jarring for you guys. But I really do appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and comment down below if you have any suggestions for anything, stuff like that, like I mentioned earlier. If I forget to cut that part out, which I'll try not to. Hopefully I can get my program to work, because sometimes it doesn't like to edit my webcam videos, but it's been being nice lately, so hopefully it works for me. But if not, you guys will just have to deal with it the way it is. I'm sure it'll be fine. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Whew. Okay.